Joining us now, David Wall, an attorney and Trump supporter, Alan Colmes, host of The Alan Colmes Show on Fox News Radio, and Guy Benson, townhall.com political editor and a Fox News contributor. All right, Alan, I'll start with you because we have many new revelations here, and they all point to one thing. Either Mrs. Clinton was not being honest, or as some would say, her critics would say, she is incompetent. She's somebody who wants to be the commander-in-chief, will be handling the most top secret information in the world. And even though FBI Director James Comey said anybody who is a reasonable person should have known better than exactly what she did.
Well, I don't agree with those either-ors. Number one, the FBI did not indict or did not recommend indictment.
But
Number two,
he did say that she did an extremely careless job with this, and that any reasonable person, she was a cabinet secretary, should have known better.
Two is that we have no new information here. This is what the FBI already did. They already looked at all.
I didn't know that she had 13 devices plus 5 iPads.
The FBI already, but this is everything the FBI already knew, and the FBI decided there was not enough here, that there's no precedent for going forward. This is basically a political witch hunt at this point. We just saw Trey Gowdy, who had her in front of him for 11 hours and did a horrible job if he's trying to get anything out of her that's indictable. He couldn't come up with anything, and so now he's trying to save grace. I mean, she stood before an 11-hour witch hunt because they probably think she's a witch. And we keep going over this old ground over and over and over again.
But since she testified, Alan, there have been new revelations. They come all the time.
What new revelation?
17,000 emails that we didn't know about before.
It's not new to the FBI. The FBI knew everything that came out today, and they decided
but new to Trey Gowdy, he wouldn't have known that when he was questioning her.
But the FBI, having known all this, decided there was no reason to go forward. This is everything James Comey, a Republican, knew already, and now all of a sudden conservatives are acting as if suddenly all this new information has come out, and that's it. It's much ado about nothing.
Us. It was new to the congressional. It would be new to Trey Gowdy and the other people.
Congress had 11 hours to question her, and they didn't come up with anything.
They didn't have half the information they have now.
11 hours. They didn't come up with anything.
David, you're an attorney, and you know, Alan makes a great point. The FBI had all of this. James Comey, the FBI director, has been a very respected inspector and prosecutor and person over the years. He said not enough to indict, so shouldn't that be the end of it?
You know, when in doubt, Shannon, plead ignorance. I mean, Hillary Clinton has two major allies. She has the Department of Justice, Barack Obama's Department of Justice on her side, and she's got the mainstream media completely in the tank for her. She can't remember a darn thing about those top secret or classified emails. So what does she do? She makes sure she'll never be able to remember anything by scrubbing her illegal server with the bleach bit. This whole scandal, and it's growing and will continue to grow in the coming weeks. Makes Watergate look like a parking ticket.
You wish it were growing.
Listen up, Alan.
You wish it were growing.
This is so out of control right now that the American voter, in 1 month from now, the American voter is going to understand, wait a second, Alan, whether or not you want somebody who's so rife with corruption that she can't do a single thing without violating the law.
Guy is waiting. Guy is waiting
Donald
patiently.
Trump, who has no history of corruption and a lot of great ideas.
Donald Trump
Lord,
has no history of corruption.
I know that Alan wants to jump on that red meat, but let's bring in Guy here to give us a little bit of an outside look at what you think. I mean, looking at what we learned today, because it's new information to us, but as you know, Alan says, it's not to the FBI, and they decided no prosecution.
There are two significant newsworthy revelations in the report that we saw today, which did not coincidentally drop on a Friday before a long weekend. The first of which is that Mrs. Clinton used at least 13 mobile devices during her time at the State Department. Recall that her initial excuse for setting up the private server was that she wanted the convenience of one device. She used 13. Now, she was warned personally and explicitly on 2 occasions that doing official classified business on unsecure BlackBerries was putting sensitive information at risk. She continued to do so anyway. And now we find out today that an undisclosed number, but several of those BlackBerries were lost. She lost these cell phones filled with classified information that she wasn't supposed to be using in the first place. That is breathtaking, 1. And 2, this is important as well. With the timeline that is pieced together in the documents that we saw today, Hillary Clinton's team began to purge and scrub her email archives, which were under congressional subpoena at the time, a few weeks after the New York Times first reported the existence of her server. If that is not obstruction or intent, I don't know what is.
Alan, it was described as a oh blank moment that somebody realized the New York Times was reporting publicly on this stuff. And that's when we got the bleach bit,
Well,
and that's when we got
it's funny
the
to
deletion
me
or of information that could have been relevant.
That Guy seems to know more than James Comey, because James Comey said there was no, if I may finish, said there was no obstruction and there was no intent. Unlike with David Petraeus, for example, where there was intent and there was obstruction. So if the FBI director who did an investigation and said she did not lie to the FBI and could not find intent, which is the basis upon which he decided he would not recommend an indictment, but I guess you know more, Guy.
Okay, very quickly, David. David, I want to give David a final word here.
Shannon, hold on a second.
I want to give David a final word here and just ask if Alan, Guy, you or me had done the stuff that's been outlined by James Comey, do you think we would have gotten a pass?
You would be in jail calling my office for a bail hearing. There is no question about it. Hillary Clinton's name is Clinton. That's why she's not in jail.
Well,
the Department of Justice has her back. It's Barack Obama's Department of Justice. He formally endorsed her as president of the United States. Give me a break. That's what this boils down to. But we haven't seen the end of it.
I'm not sure I'd be calling your office as my attorney, but thank you for the offer in case I ever need one.
Alan, you could also call me. I passed the bar.
That call I would make. I would call Shannon. There's no question.
All right, David, Alan, Guy, great to see you all on a Friday night.
Thank you.